Any kind of customer satisfaction program is really telling you is that information should not live in a vacuum. It should not be something you look at in isolation. It needs to be part of a larger set of metrics, the company's financial performance. Those results in the context of everything that's happening within the company is critically important. Who is buying your product and why they're buying it changes rapidly. And it impacts satisfaction. So this idea of, you want it to be linear, you really need to understand how those results tie into everything that's happening within the company.
Yeah, I agree. All three of these can be true, and certainly it can be true. I mean, great referrals, which is NPS, can certainly drive business growth. I think that's quite intuitive. The concept of NPS isn't even something they're necessarily going to think about because it's not relevant to that particular type of industry, but it might be in like their home video or their streaming business, for example. I think to your point, that can really depend on the context. I would also say in my experience, it can really depend on the management team, the context of who's there and what the other financial metrics are, what's happening in the marketplace, at large, and macroeconomic events like a pandemic can dramatically change that outcome. You have to look at, NPS or any other metric in the context of everything else that's taking place and not rely on a single metric to predict something like business growth.
Just because you have one metric that's pointing you to something very positive, I don't think necessarily it means that in the future it indicates in growth. And then it's like, what type of growth are you talking about? So there's a lot of things that factor into it. But more importantly, looking at it as like, here it is as a snapshot of time, I think is important to keep in mind.